Hello, friends. Good evening. I am Meenal Gawlani, life coach, mindset mentor from Indore. Last week, I came up with Dr. Sudhir Kothari, and we discussed about child obesity. And today, I have a wonderful guest in my studio, Ms Nandita Prakash. She is the education advisor for more than 25 schools in India, basically across pan India. She doesn't need any introduction, but for Madhya Pradesh and Indore, especially, I need to uh, give her brief introduction. She has been awarded Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam International Educators Honor in 2020, Jagat Guru Shri Krishnan Saman in 2020. Currently, she is the Vice President of Private Schools and Children Welfare Association, and she resides in Delhi. So I just welcome Nandita to the show. Um, Hello,
Thank
Nandita.
Hi, Meenal. Thank you for calling me on your show.
Thank you. And it's my honor and it's my pleasure that you are here. And I just quickly want you to brief about your journey with the audience so that I can share the link on the other stream and with you also, because I know people want to hear you also from your page. So just you can go ahead. I would be doing.
Yes. Great. Meenal, thank you. First of all, I would like to thank you for creating a platform like Talk to Friends. I have been following the other talks that you have been posting lately, and every topic that you have chosen, and every person that has come to talk about it, they have been of repute, and the knowledge that you are spreading across to the community is very valuable. So, thank you for creating a platform like that. It's much needed. About
Thank you so
my
much.
work, about my work, so as you said that, as you already told that I associate with various schools across pan India. My work revolves around setting up of schools and working with teachers and children for better quality education and welfare of children majorly. I'm VP of Private Schools and Children Welfare Association, wherein we talk about important issues which affect children, and especially in today's time when we are facing COVID and children are the schooling is going online. We have been working around the issues which are actually pressing at the moment.
Uh, did you receive the link? Please, can you check
Just a
so
second.
that
You've
we can?
send it on the on the messenger, right? So I have
Yeah,
it now. I have. Yeah.
you have it? Yeah.
Yes, I have.
So, Nandita, I know you are doing a wonderful job, and recently I met her, and I just want to say that she's a super person. She has knowledge of everything in and out. And then finally, we decided that everybody loves to talk about pre-primary children, adults, young adulthood, but nobody focuses on high schoolers. The teen age, जो सबसे बड़ी problem है. Being an educator for more than 2 decades, Ms. Nandita, and nearly about 2 decades, it's been 18 years to me, we have seen that teenagers and high schooler के parents के बाद एक बहुत बड़ी list होती है of doubts. Why are my kid is not listening to me? Whenever I tell them something, they are not interested. They are not our good friends. They don't want to come to the parties with us. They are not studying. They are not doing this. A huge list. Yes, Nandita, even I think you have also
Absolutely.
experienced this.
Absolutely.
So then we both decided ki, let's come with this topic only, and we should share our experience with each one of you. So my first question to you is, Nandita, that what do you think is the growing and dawning effect of lockdown or online schooling on children?
See, there have been benefits of online schooling on one hand, that we have been effectively engaging children and helping them grow academically. But the downsides have been pretty major. And we have not been able to see them because they were not surfacing in the beginning. So, first year of online schooling gone by, and we did not realize what effects were happening on children. So, the first major effect that has happened on them is lack of social interactions. because of which the children have now started showing withdrawal symptoms, right? Apart from that, the communication skills which otherwise would have developed while talking to other children during specific interactions, that has taken a step back. So the communication skills are also becoming a little poor. The way they express themselves, that has affected badly. Apart from that, a major area of education is not just academics but also post-scholastics. So music, dance, theater, and sports, all these things have taken a back seat, and children are suffered because of it. Because all these things are required for a child's overall development, right? So that's majorly missing, I would say. And emotional issues, how to deal with the current situation, because we as adult, we don't know how to deal with it. So forget about children mastering the skill of managing their the art in when they're at home. And to top it all, they have these addictive content which is on OTT platforms, the series that they watch, or even the online gamings, or even for that matter, Insta and FB reels. So the engagement that they have, which is non-productive engagement through these platforms, has taken a major toll on their life.
Yeah, absolutely right. And what you said, I totally agree because I have also taken the sessions on conscious parenting. So somehow I came to the conclusion that parents really don't know how to manage their emotions, and that is how it is reflected in their kids also. In fact, it is somehow that parenting the child which is in us rather than parenting the children who are outside us. That is what I felt, Nandita. And I
So
think you will also agree with me because you also have a very good background from psychology. So, nowadays everybody is talking about SEL, that is social emotional learning. So, when I am into it, I can understand कि बच्चों से ज़्यादा पहले parents, high school या teenagers के parents को training देना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. Yes or no?
true, absolutely. I the other day I met a parent and they were sharing their concerns, and I told them that first of all we have to understand that we don't know everything in the world, right? That acceptance has to come from within. That we are not the masters of parenting. We don't know our children very well, but we can learn. We can learn to learn our children and how they respond to various situations. But thinking that we know it all and we are going to resolve it is just a deception. You have
Yes,
to keep growing as
absolutely.
a parent as well.
Yes, yes, yes. And we need to keep our ego aside when we are dealing with this age group, especially.
True.
Okay. Second question is, how do you think the teenagers are affected during this time?
Meenal, I have been regularly interacting with children. So I conduct these special sessions for children of high school in various schools that I'm associated with, and I've been interacting with them in a formal, non-formal platform. So this information that I'm sharing with you is coming directly from them, right? There is
Yes.
no interpretation in between. It's like the first-hand experience that I'm sharing with you. See, these children, we have to understand, teenage years are very sensitive. In teenage years or in adolescent age, children are very sensitive because they have issues more than just their curriculum and academics and co-scholastics, right? Their issues are much bigger, and
Hmm.
they do not want to interact with their parents because they feel shy. First of all, as I said, communication has taken a break. So they are looking at their friends online, but they are not able to connect to them. Imagine what effect it would be having on their psyche. That's one. The byproduct of this is that they have become reserved. They don't want to be seen or heard. You must have seen in online classes, children just switch off their camera and sit there.
Yeah.
They're listening, but they don't
Being
want to show their face.
Nandita, being a coordinator, just like we start usually from 9 o'clock in the morning. Within 15 to 20 minutes, always I know the teachers will message me, ma'am, please just come to our class, just log into our class. This child is not switching on the camera. So, what you said is absolutely right. And when I talk to my son, he's 12 years old. तो यू नो व्हाट ही गिव्स मी द आंसर, तो क्या फर्क पड़ जाएगा अगर कैमरा ऑन है या ऑफ है, टीचर्स तो सिर्फ अपना ही बोलती जाती हैं. Are they bothered to connect to each and every child who is listening to them? Because when we are talking also right now virtually, there has to be certain body gestures, the connection, the facial expression where a child feels that he or she matters in that classroom.
Absolutely.
Correct?
And so once they don't get that importance, that's another, another side of it, this attention that they're seeking. On the other hand, this is a clear sign of they're showing withdrawal symptoms, right? So
Yes.
non-involvement in anything that otherwise will interest them is a clear sign of a withdrawal symptom. And people who have studied psychology would know what I'm talking about. But in a layman's language, the children are actually showing symptoms that there's something wrong within. Now let's understand what is wrong within. So they are not able to talk. Why? Because they are in constant fear of being judged by other people. Earlier, they would talk to their parents and relatives, and they would go to school and talk to children of their age who were non-judgmental, right? So they had this way out where they can talk about themselves or whatever issues they may be facing. Right now, they cannot talk about any of it. Second thing is, not every parent is sensible enough to understand how to deal with these sensitive issues, right?
Yes.
We either call them out, we discuss in front of other people, which is absolutely a no for this age group. Parents, they are complaining, very often they complain that my child sits inside the room and doesn't come out. Let's understand, this is exactly the symptom that they are showing. They are becoming reserved. You have to find out interesting ways to pull them out of their room instead of just yelling at them. So we have to stop nagging at them because they are adults, they are little adults, as I call them. They are seeing their your responses, and then learning out of it. Second thing is, with lack of communication, as I said, it is completely taken us back seat. Second is lack of pent up energy. So children are becoming more aggressive. In some cases, they are becoming abusive also. Music, dance, theater, all these things, interesting, creative things are missing. So children also are not in the right mind frame to do something creative, which can align them otherwise. So that's absolutely missing in their life. And last but not the least, at this particular age, they have to explore their sexuality. That is a part of their actual growth and upbringing, right? That major area is missing, which will have long lasting effect in their lives.
Yes. And one thing I want to tell to all the parents that at least till 25 years, उनका prefrontal cortex इतना develop ही नहीं हुआ होता रहता. So cognitively and emotionally, the kids are not developed that they understand whatever you're saying.
True.
Okay, and we all feel ki as an adult whatever we are saying they have to agree. So this is fundamentally wrong. There are few technical rightness and there are few practical rightness. Yes, Nandita. So they have to
Absolutely.
understand aisa nahi ho sakta ki if I am a mother or if I am a father, I have experienced everything on this planet. What you said, you have to understand that there are many things जो हमने अभी explore ही नहीं किया है. So the
True.
things which turned up right for you may be wrong for your children, or maybe that
Yes, exactly.
experience. Yeah,
You last time I remember you were mentioning about some children that you interact with, and then they're sharing that how judgmental their parents are. Can you share it with everybody?
yes, absolutely right. So yes, it is something that now they are in the process of becoming an adult. So give them that space, that respect, and that love. फिर just see कि वो आपके कितने अच्छे friends बन जाते हैं instead of giving them lectures. So Nandita, the next question is, what should parents do in this case?
Well, for parents, I think it's a hard job. But if you have the right set of information, if you keep yourself updated, it will ease your way. So, first of
Yeah,
all, as I said previously, also that come out of this frame that I know it all. You don't know anything about this generation. This generation has seen a lot more than what you have seen in your lifetime. So
correct.
their process of resilience is much better and finer than your process of resilience, right?
Yes,
So right
yes.
now they're dealing with different fronts. First of all, understand what are the fronts that they are dealing with before you jump to conclusions. That's one. Second is, unnecessary pressure on academic excellence is going to be a waste of time. Children will pick up the pace that is comfortable to them. You or me pressurizing them will not help. And online engagement is such that children more or less will get the curriculum. They will learn the curriculum. That is not the worry. The bigger worry is that the lack of post
Nandita,
scholastic
here
career
I
time.
just want to give you 1 minute pause because, like, from last 18 years, I also tell the parents and what you said right now. प्लीज इसके बारे में बोलो बिकॉज एकेडमिक ऐसा इशू है जो हर पेरेंट घूम फिर के वहीं आ जाता है. दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड दैट दे विल गेट नॉलेज ओनली ऑन वन क्लिक. But what about their overall development? And when we talk about the overall development, it's physical, emotional, psychological, mental also. So why I don't understand कि 21st century में भी parents सिर्फ academics को लेके बैठे हैं. You just check the rate of suicides जो कि 10th and 12th के students कर रहे हैं. And you will agree with me, you are dealing with 25 schools and you are the vice president also. Don't you feel कि after so many sessions and talking to parents, doing counselling for them, घूम फिर के end of the day they come up to the academics only? Don't you think so?
I think, Meenal, that's because of lack of understanding. So when I said that parents will have to take up, this as a self-education, they have to self-educate themselves. That's of utmost priority. So
how is the situation in Delhi? What about
I would say I would say that situation in Delhi NCR has become a little better because the situation is such that we have been talking a lot about it, right? So I can see a sea change in the past 15 years. I can see a sea change in the kind of questions that parents ask. So earlier the questions are only around academics, but now it is also about the infrastructural help that they are going to get in post-scholastics, how many hours of other things that we are going to do. So these kind of question shifts I can see. But I'm not pretty sure about other cities. Though I work with, I've worked down south, I've worked in MP, I've worked in Tarapur. So all these places I've been to, and there's definitely a difference between the mindset. But one thing that I'm pretty sure of, that every society, every city reaches to a point that they develop an understanding of what we are talking about. So maybe right now a lot of people are not able to make an understanding of what we are exactly trying to point out, but eventually they will. But we have to talk a lot about it, create a lot of awareness around it.
Yeah, I do talk, and what you said, even I will agree, because when I started my career in 2004, the questions which were asked and today which they are asking, really there is a change. And Indore is a city which is in the position of the transition.
Yes.
It is trying to become a smart city. And in perspective of everything I'm saying, so definitely education sector is also changing, and now people are understanding the importance, and basically now they're trying to connect with their children. So what we both are planning in near future, we can definitely see the change. And here I just also want to say the teenager parents that I have turned out to come out with the 3 C's. वो 3 C's आपको कभी नहीं करना है बच्चों के लिए, ओके, कभी नहीं. सो वो 3 C's है. पहला, कंपेयरिंग. नेवर कंपेयर योर चाइल्ड, एंड स्पेशली इन इंडियन वैल्यू सिस्टम और इन इंडियन बिलीफ सिस्टम. आई थिंक नंदिता, हमने बड़े होने तक भी ये सोचा है उनके बच्चे देखिए. यस, हैव यू एवर हर्ड इट? उनके बच्चे. सो दिस थिंग, it's not about the teenagers. Even when we are adult, at times we hear this from our parents. Unki bahu, unke bache, unke bete are not like that. Please remove this comparing, this C from your dictionary. Never compare your child, and especially in the teenage, with anyone. Second, controlling. This word, Nandita will definitely agree with me. ये जो हम mindset लेके चले parenting का कि control कर सकते हैं, that is also not possible. You cannot control yourself, then just forget about controlling your children. Okay, so the second C which I'm talking about is controlling. Never control your child. If you any terms बोलते हैं हम friendly है, but when they start talking, the words which they select, the way they are talking in front of others, that somehow it is reflected that you are controlling. Okay, then you can see the resistance in your child behavior. True. That is really, observed by the people around, that yes, you're trying to control your child. And the third is counseling. Many parents feel that, yes, we are adult, we have a good experience about life. So on this matter, we should only talk to our children. But try to understand that everybody is not okay. At some extent, आप बहुत अच्छे communicator होंगे, I absolutely agree with you. But when you're dealing with this age group, especially from 13 to 19, try to avoid the counseling of your children. So comparing, controlling and counseling, these three C's आप अपने डिक्शनरी में लिख लीजिए कि हमको ये three things कभी नहीं करना है हमारे बच्चों के साथ. And once you make this your mind, then you can see that yes, the things are turning up in a better way. Your child will give you the space to enter in his zone. Otherwise, there will be always a rebel or a resilience towards you. So I hope, Nandita, what I said, you can definitely try to connect it with.
No, I completely agree with all the three C's that you mentioned not to do, because in people's psychology, this is something that they must do to have a control as a parent. So it's very important that we demarcate the trouble areas. About controlling, I'm quite surprised when children shared with me that our parents walk in our rooms without knocking. Right, so
Yes.
respect them as adults, respect their rights, respect their space. You walking into anybody's room for that matter without knocking, it kind of violates their presence. No matter what they may be just sitting and reading, but somewhere you're violating their existence. Right? Let's understand that. And when you are when you ask them to come out of their room and sit with you forcefully, it doesn't help. Create some interesting ways in which you can call them out so that they would love to spend time with you. See, family playing games together at night is definitely a very good idea. But you insisting on your child just to leave everything and sit with you for a minute becomes a compulsion and they will never follow it.
And I feel that parents should realize that what are their interests, find out their interests, and then you accompany them rather than asking them to join the things which you like.
True.
That is
Share,
amazing.
sharing responsibility is another very good way of coming close to them. If you tell them that you really need their support, right, that you
Yes,
cannot do it without them, will create a sense of responsibility in them automatically. Right, so I think that's
true,
the
true.
easiest way to when you start trusting them, that's the easiest way to get close to them. Then the rest of the process will follow. Right, you don't have to overexert yourself in making sure that you're getting all the attention from them. Just tell them that I need your help in this. Let's cook together, I'm too tired. Let's cook together. It's small things like that you can start thinking. Another interesting way is that, especially online, when your children are not able to meet each other, try to connect to their friends and their families through online platforms. You have to be a
Yeah,
little creative. Create some events in which you call everybody together and talk. Some people can also take an initiative of creating social groups of children where they can come and talk anonymously. We did
yeah,
something similar to this in Punjab, and it worked really well. So
great.
children could come. They didn't have to show their face. They can keep their cameras off, change their names, and then talk about their issues. So number one, the fear of judgment was not there. They were able to talk freely. They were able to give answers to each other's question. So the psychologists had to do nothing. They were helping each other grow through peer learning. So I think something similar to that we can also create in the city.
Yeah. Nandita, before we go ahead, one question just came to my mind. Like being an Indian parent, we don't talk about the sexual issues with the teenagers and the high schoolers, but the physical transformation and the hormonal transformation which they face. So, what do you suggest? What is the like, as soon as the child turns up to 13, a mother or father, being a daughter or a son, what is the importance of the child, a parent, when they should start talking about these means, especially
See,
these concepts with the student, with their children?
See, I think a direct approach doesn't help. As you said, direct counseling doesn't help, right? First, you have to be observant about the changes that the child is facing, right? The child
Yes,
needs to know that whatever the changes are happening are normal and natural. There is no taboo around it. Very often you would see that before they introduce them to the sexual changes that are happening to the body, they attach a taboo along with it. This is something which distracts them even beyond their repairing mode. So children are
yes,
accepting the changes emotionally and psychologically, right? Help them by making them understand that it is a natural process instead of just creating a taboo around it. That's number one. Number two, please do not hard press information on them. Children have
yes.
read a lot around it. They already know a lot around it. You just have to address the issue in a subtle way so that you know the information that they have got is authentic information. right?
And
Have
secondly,
genuine
what
conversation.
Nandita said, it's absolutely right. If you are just concerning on the knowledge, so to be very honest, we can assure you that they know everything
Yes.
now, everything they know. But as a parent, how you need to show them that confidence, make them understand that they have to start accepting themselves within the body right now at this age. This is very much important. If you will not make them understand कि ये time आ गया है अपने आप को accept करने का, then there will be a huge psychological problems when the child turned up to be adults. And this I can assure you, because being a life coach, and when I'm dealing with the adults in ages of 30, 40, 60, and even Nandita can tell you, because she is also a wonderful coach. We can tell you that it's really problematic when we try to find out the root cause. It's turn up that the person has not accepted themselves till this point.
Yes.
Yes. So
Meena, another small thing which I really want to hard press here is that body
yes,
shaming. Body shaming starts at this age only, when your own parent starts to body shame you,
yes,
right?
that's what I
Be
was.
very sensitive. Yes, be very
Yes,
sensitive when you are addressing issues related to sexuality or growing sexuality. Please be be very sensitive towards how you are addressing this issue with your children, because a negative self image starts occurring at this age, and
yeah,
it is
and
very difficult to remove it in the later ages.
yes, and many a times, Nandita, when we touch the puberty period, at times the child gains weight a lot, or maybe they reduce. So I have seen the parents, अरे ये तो मोटा हो गया, and then parents only start laughing. Correct,
Yeah.
लंबा हो गया, ऐसा हो गया. Please don't use such words. Be wise enough in selecting the words and talking to them, because we have also crossed this age. So how can you be using such words to your child? Correct?
True.
It's understood. There will be certain changes in their bodies. So just be seated, observe their growth, and when the correct time comes, don't just what she said, just don't start sharing the information. Just don't do that.
A
So
maturity and sensitivity is required in this area, definitely.
yes.
And I
And
think
then
you should keep a whole session telling parents what to say and what not to say to children, because it's a different subject altogether,
yes,
and it
yes.
actually requires a lot of focus.
Yes, that I'm going to tell the parents in the end that what we are coming up with the new project. I will be definitely sharing with the parents. And the next question to you is, and then after that, we request the audience if they have any questions which they are dealing with their children, or they can see near about, they can ask the questions. But the last question is, what do you think the future is going to look like, Nandita?
See, the future, if I compare it with the 2020 and 21, the future is definitely going to look more positive. So now
Yes,
WHO has already announced India being an endemic. So being in the endemic state means that you live with with the virus. You know
yes.
how to deal with it. So no major outbreak is expected. So unless we don't get the third wave hitting us badly, I think we should be back on track. The schools have already started opening. Most of the states have announced the reopening of schools in staggered manner. Eventually, within a couple of months, we all should be back to school. That should take care of a lot of issues that we were discussing today, eventually.
Yes.
But apart from that, one thing which I really want to address is that we should not think that things will immediately go back to normal. That one
Yes.
fine day we'll open our eyes and we'll be back to pre-COVID COVID days. It is not going to happen like that. The things have changed. The world has changed. Our sensibilities have changed. Reactions to different events and activities will also change. One thing which should stay constant is your sensitivity towards your child's psychological need. Be it
Yes.
be it an early year child or a teenager, they all have their psychological needs. So please be sensitive towards the age group in which your child is. Parent community, school community will have to come together and strongly work hand in hand to make sure that they help the children in this transition phase. Coming out of the house, going to the school is not going to be an easy task for them. So I think
Correct.
this should be the prime focus for us now. This is the new upcoming challenge for us.
Yes. And actually, Nandita, one more question which suddenly popped up in my mind when I was talking to you. That can you explain the parents in the audience about something which we always feel right, wrong, good, bad? Correct? In Kim.
That's yeah. I remember we had a good chat around it because see that the moralities change, the morals
Yes.
change. What was taught to us was wrong is not wrong anymore, right? A very small example that the genders were divided into two genders, right? Male and female. But now we have LGBT community completely accepted in the norm, right? And now we realize that they've always existed in the society, but we were not
Yes.
able to identify or respect their existence, right? So these are small little issues which we have to stay open because the world is moving forward. If you don't jump onto the bandwagon, you are going to be left behind, right?
Yes.
So morality, there is no the world exists in gray. It does not exist in white. It does not exist in black. Similarly, when we expect our children, when a child is, for example, is out, has gone out, the first thing that strikes to our mind is, he must be doing something wrong with the friends, right? Why not? Why can't we think that maybe they are sitting in one corner of the city drinking a cup of tea and thinking about the future that they want to build for themselves? Because
Correct.
believe you me, these children are more sensible than our generation.
Yes.
They are
This
more aligned towards their career. They are more aligned towards their career, their knowledge. They know what they want. They find, even amidst everything wrong, they find the right path. You don't have to push them. They are more aware than us. So we also have to start trusting them more. And
true.
moralities keep changing. If we do not change with the time, stagnant water will always stink.
Correct, correct. Absolutely right. And my takeaway, or I personally feel the bottom line is that there's no definition of right and wrong or good and bad. It's your perception and it's your
True.
experience about your life. So if anybody have or if anybody wants to ask any question, we are open for the questions. You can please write it down in the chat box. We are ready to answer you. Other than that, from our side, whatever we felt, yes, this is a topic which we can speak for hours or hours. That's what she said, that there is something different when we talk about the physical changes. It needs a different talk show. And very quickly, we are coming up with for the mothers. We would be coming up with a program which is particularly for the mothers. All the informations will be shared on the FPN and Insta pages. It will be a sort of a workshop, maybe 2 to 3 days. We are working on it. But before training the kids, we felt that it's a high time to train the mothers. So this is how Nandita and I'm planning. And I think nobody wants to share anything or they don't have any question, Nandita. So with this note, I would like to end. And I really want to thank you from bottom of my heart that I know you travel a lot. Till Monday you were in Indore. Right now you are in Delhi. Then tomorrow you're traveling to Ludhiana, but still she has spared half an hour for us, and it's my privilege and honor that I'm connected with you, and we will definitely work for the society,
Thank
definitely
you,
to bring
Meenal.
it.
I'm really, really, really obliged, and I love connecting with people like you who are again spreading, as I said, that you're spreading a good word in your city, and that's the need when we talk about bringing change in education. This is how the change will come, right? Each one of us talking about it. So you're doing a very good job. Continue to do
Thank
it,
you.
and whatever help I can extend from my side, I'll definitely be there.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. With that, all of you have a wonderful evening. Bye bye. Take care.
Good evening, everyone.